Hi, fourth graders. We are going to continue with area and perimeter today. Yesterday, we talked a lot about area and perimeter just with rectangles and with a single rectangle. Today, we're just going to combine multiple rectangles. That's all we're doing. So we're going to use the same formulas. We're still going to use that area is length times width, and we're still going to use that perimeter as just all the sides added together. Okay. So I've done some labeling here. Let's figure out what we are doing. Today we're on page 267. It says explore complex figures. City Park has a rose garden. This year the city is planning to add a vegetable garden next to the rose garden. In these drawings, the side of each square unit represents 1 yard. So we have our rose garden that we started with here. We're adding a vegetable garden here, and in the end it's going to look like it's one big garden. Okay, and so we have some questions we're going to answer. And so it starts with the rose garden, what we started with. What shape is it? Well, you know that this is a rectangle. Okay, so its perimeter and area are going to be, the perimeter of this rectangle is 3 plus 8 plus 3 plus 8. Okay, and then the area is simply 3 times 8. And so to find those, you have your perimeter. Notice how it's 22 yards. Because 3 plus 8 is 11, and then you double that, you get to 22. 8 times 3 is 24 square yards. That label is important. Okay? And then it says, what's the shape of the vegetable garden? Well, this is a rectangle, but more specifically, it's actually a square, because all 4 sides are going to be the same, a 4 by 4 square. Okay? And so its perimeter and area, and now you're just focused on the square, the 4 by 4 shape. Well, the perimeter is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And the area is 4 times 4. They happen to be the same, but they have different labels, right? So the perimeter is 16 yards. The area is 16 square yards. We call them squares because that's what it's made up in the middle. Okay, so now we want to figure out the new, what's the area of the new garden? Well, we know that we still have the same amount of squares in each one. So we had, in our first one, we had 24. So there are 24 squares in this part, plus 16 squares in this one. So that means our new area of the garden is 40 square yards. Okay. The perimeter of the new garden now, I put some labels in here, and I've just written down each side. And yesterday we said our perimeter, we add all 4 sides. Well, now we have more than 4 sides, but think of it as a fence around the garden. You need to measure how long this fence is, right? And so we would have, and be careful with this little 1 here, that still counts as a side. So you'd need 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 8. So if you take all of these outside numbers and add up all the outside numbers, make sure you have every part of the side in green, you're going to get your new perimeter of the garden. So your new perimeter is now 30 yards, okay? And so if we look at the next question, for question, I can get rid of that. For question 25, it says, why is the area of the new garden the same as the area of the rose garden plus the area of the vegetable garden? So basically what it's saying is, how come this new area is simply this plus your square? Right? The number of squares in it, because really if you combine the two, that's all we did is we combined the squares, right? The number of squares inside hasn't changed. The only thing that changed is we got rid of this wall, I guess you could say, this outside part of the garden, and we made it one big garden. That's going to be in the next question. And so the area stays the same because all we did is we took our 2 shapes. The shapes didn't change. The rectangle didn't change. And the square didn't change what's inside of it, okay? So joining 2 shapes doesn't change the total area. But for the next part, why is the perimeter of the new garden not the same as the perimeter of the rose garden plus the perimeter of the vegetable garden? Well, look what we got rid of, right? We had 4 yards of perimeter right here that was originally in our rose garden. Well, look, we don't have that anymore, okay? We got rid of this whole side, so we got rid of 4 yards of perimeter, right? And you could say, well, it was 4 yards from the square or 4 yards from the rectangle. It doesn't matter where it came from, but that 4 yards is no longer part of our perimeter. We're removing fence. Okay? And so you need to go around the outside of the new figure. You don't add the sides on the inside, right? So we got rid of that inside part. Okay? And so that inside part is important for finding area. It's going to help us find area, but we don't count it in our perimeter. You'll see what I mean on the next page, I think. All right, so I have some labeling already done in here. Go ahead and skip ahead. This is 268. Okay, so I'll write that down if you need it, 268. And I want to start by finding the perimeter. So the directions on this page say, this is what you're going to work on a lot today. Notice how our shapes are now made of multiple rectangles. Same rules are going to apply. We just need to do it multiple times, and it gets a little more complex, like it says. So you're still finding perimeter and area. So there's a couple of different ways that kids often find perimeter, and I showed the two here. The first way, kids will start in one spot, usually a corner, and then just go all the way around and keep a running count of all the outside parts or squares, okay, or edges, I guess, because you're not necessarily counting the squares. And you need to be careful because, for example, when we go around the corner, you're counting the same square twice because 2 of its sides are on the outside. And when we go around a corner like this, we have to kind of scrunch our numbers together because this is the 12th unit and then the 13th is underneath it. Okay, so you can see how I kind of scrunch them together. You got to count this part and this part here. Same with this corner. You got to count this side and this side here. Well, and so we know our perimeter for the red one, that was easy to find because I just kept a running count. As your shapes get bigger, this gets tough. All right, and so I would say P equals 40 units of the red one. Well, and for the green one, this is how a lot of kids will do it as well. They'll just label each side, okay? And as long as you add up all of these sides, your perimeter is going to equal, I'm going to start with 7, okay? So 7 plus 12 plus 5, and I make sure I don't lose any, right? So 7, 12, 5, 2 and 3, 2, 3, and then 7, 5 again. And then 3 is my last number. And so I've gone through and I've listed every side, and now I just need to add them. We're simply adding up all the sides. So if we add all this up, 7 and 12 is 19, 24, 26, 29, 36, 41. So our perimeter now is 40. What did I say? 41 or 44? Let me add it again. I just lost my train of thought. So 19, 24, 26, 29, 36, 41, 44. Okay. So my perimeter is 44 units. Okay. Notice I don't say units squared. Now let's find out how we would do area. This is where you're going to have to kind of put those perimeter lines inside back in. And so we're just going to find area of different rectangles. And like we learned on the last page, when you combine 2 areas, you just add them together. Nothing changes. You just add the top area plus the bottom area. So I'm going to draw a line right here. Okay, I'm done with perimeter. Okay, I'm done with perimeter. And now I need to figure out my length and my width and just multiply them together. So I'm just going to count how many squares across this is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is simply 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 tall. So 7 times 5 equals 35. So the area of this top square is 35 units squared. Well, let's do the same on the bottom one, and then we'll combine them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 10 times 1, 2, 3. And that's going to get me to 30. So now my 2 areas are 35 and 30 units squared. So in order to find the area, what I would do is I would take 35 plus 30 that's going to equal 65 units squared, or square units. You can write it either way. Okay, so this is my area, and this was my perimeter. Now with the green one, we can do the same thing, and you can draw there's a couple of different ways you could draw it. You could draw it up and down here to make one big long rectangle here, and then two small ones on the side, or you could draw them across. And so you have rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and rectangle 3. And then at the end, to find your area, we'll just add them up. And so I already have a lot of these labeled, but be careful with this, right? This is not 5 times 3, because your 5 only goes here. You need all the way across, because this column of squares isn't counted in your area as well. Now, if you wanted, you could go through and you could just count all these squares. And some kids will do that. Well, they'll just start at 1, 2, 3, 4, and they label them kind of like they did the perimeter here. And you could count every one. As your shapes get bigger, that gets a little trickier though. Okay, so we know this is 7 across. So 7 times 3 tall equals 21. And then we also know this is 2. And so I'm going to do the work over here, times, so this is my area on the inside here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 2 times 7. So that one gets me to 14. And then underneath, my last rectangle is 5, and it's 2 tall, times, 2. That's a times, there we go. And that's going to get me to 10. Okay, so I have 21 plus 14 plus 10. So my area equals all three of those combined. 21 plus 14 plus 10 more. And that's going to get me to 45. So 21 plus 14 is 35, plus 10 more is 45. And remember, my label needs to be squared, units squared. Okay, that's important with area. Okay, so all we're doing today is we're separating our rectangles up. Okay, so we're making our rectangles, or we're making our big complex shape into smaller rectangles. And so really you're just doing multiple problems like we did yesterday. This one's a little bit trickier. Figure out where you can draw your lines to make multiple rectangles. You could draw something here, and then across, or you could do up and down as well, or a combination of the two. Just make different rectangles. Make sure everything gets labeled. Notice how I use kind of dashes here to make sure I've counted everything correctly. Use pencil today. So your job now is going to be on the next page, page 269, you have 4 different complex figures. And you need to find the perimeter and the area of each of these 4 figures. Okay, this one gets a little bit trickier. Be careful with this one. Separate it into as many rectangles as you need to. All right, good luck, guys.